Hey guys, what's up? This is Steve from Outsider Garage, here to introduce you to a groundbreaking new product for the retrofit drive-by-wire conversion community. Um, up until now, really, as far as like the JDM community is concerned, there really hasn't been a lot of options as far as the pedal assembly in most retrofit drive-by-wire conversions. A lot of people commonly use, a generic Bausch unit, or they use an OEM pedal. And in my opinion, the OEM pedals often fall short. There's a lot of OEM pedals that just don't have the functionality, or they built in redundancies or protections, fail-safes, etc. And a lot of them are just kind of not that great quality, not that great feel, fit, finish. And in my own personal opinion, like I said, the Bausch unit is also an option. It just does not have really any kind of wow factor. Like, why would you want to put that pedal in a expensive, cherished, like mid-90s, 2000s Japanese JDM car? It looks very bulky and weird and plasticky. That being said, we tackled this problem, and we started looking at what can we do to make this a little bit better than the options out there. And so I introduce you to the Outsider Garage universal billet adjustable and modular drive-by-wire e-pedal assembly. This is going to be a universal application for any retrofit drive-by-wire conversion. It is ultimately a standalone unit that will be sold in a pre-configured setting and included with the required chassis-specific mount and the chassis-specific rubber stop at the bottom if necessary. We kind of reinvented the wheel a little bit as far as what we thought a pedal should be like. And one of the biggest things, pain points that comes back when we do sell the 350Z pedals in a lot of the Skyline chassis and Nissan chassis and stuff in our kits is that everybody kind of has their own position that they want the pedal to be at. And mostly this is in terms of the pedal height itself. And so obviously you can't really do much without taking the actual pedal assembly and bending it up, bending it down, and whatever, right? So in our first pedal chassis bracket, it was just a flat piece, and it relocated the pedal into position. The pedal sat a little bit lower, and you'll notice on modern cars that the gas pedal actually sits a little bit lower than the clutch and the brake. I believe this is kind of like a safety. A safety mechanism in the fact that like you have to pull your foot up off the gas to reach the brake, and then also it also gives you a little more relief when you're on the highway and you're cruising. You don't have to constantly have your heel at an upward angle. It can be more relaxed. So anyways, we got into that and we said, okay, so what can we do to fix this? So we incorporated a number of different adjustments into our pedal to make it customizable by the end user to get the exact position and feel that they want out of their pedal. So as this bolts up to the chassis, one of the first adjustments that we made is pedal height. And again, this falls into one of those pre-configured settings that will be set automatically for you when you choose the pedal based on which chassis you have. And those are specs that will generally put it where it should be as far as placement with the OEM pedals. Now, if you want, you can then go and you can revise this. So we don't allow a upward adjustment of the pedal past the OEM height, but we do allow it to be adjusted further downward. So you can see on the back of our pedal chassis here, there's a backstop, and this is an adjustable backstop. It's got a little rubber bumper on the inside of it, and the pedal fulcrum itself rests against this starting position on the backstop. On the side of the chassis here, we're using the OEM 350Z Nissan TPS sensors. This is also the same exact unit that's found in the Lexus and Toyota pedals. from the same era. And we have set up 6 positions where you can clock this to different angles. And as you do this, this gains you some flexibility as far as where your starting and ending positions will be. Now, obviously, you have a limited amount of travel as you start position down to the bottom, which is your stop. So you can start with like the first, second, or third setting, perhaps the 4th setting, in terms of at least, our chassis right now. And you can dial in the height. Now, keep in mind, as I mentioned, as you dial in the height, you're essentially moving it away from the upper position, which lowers the pedal, and it also is going to decrease your overall amount of travel. It won't decrease the pedal's ability to have a complete range, because that'll be calibrated through your ECU, but it will decrease the overall travel. So the next thing that we did was we said to ourselves, okay, well, if this is going to be a universal pedal, we're going to have the ability to move the pedal left, right, depending on which chassis it is in and how it would affix itself to the firewall. So we designed a pedal, and I'll grab one of these. We designed a pedal that has some adjustability built in. As you can see, we've created a design that sandwiches the pedal fulcrum, and it gives it 3 mounting positions. So the fulcrum can be mounted on the left side, the middle section, or the right side. This is generally, again, comes back to one of those pre-configured settings that you're probably not going to want to alter this unless you're changing the chassis that it's in, but it'll come to you in the correct position. You'll notice that there's also, if I flip it to the side, you'll notice that there's also 3 positions down here, and this correlates to what we're calling a reach adjustment. So as the pedal sits at the configured height and its left to right position, it can now be moved forward or backwards. This gives you approximately about 1 inch of forward and backwards play to increase the reach of the pedal. Also a very nice feature. This has been tested out in my personal car, and I found it to be very desirable to be able to have the pedal reach out about another inch further. It brings the end of the pedal a little bit closer to the floor, makes it easier to get your toe on it. It's a nicer resting position. And then lastly, we incorporated a pedal pitch adjustment. And the pedal pitch adjustment, which is in the drift pedal right now, this is the drift version of the pedal. So the pedal pitch adjustment gives you 2 positions, 1 and 2 here, to alter the pitch of the pedal on the fulcrum itself. And again, this can be configured based on how you would prefer to have that relaxing position with your heel against the pedal. Now, as we get into the modular aspect of the pedal, the idea behind this, again, is universal and modular, so we want to be able to put this in different chassis. We realize that each chassis might require a specific problem that we have to overcome as far as the fulcrum itself being the wrong size, the wrong pitch, etc. That's why you see the additional adjustability up here with the stops and the side-to-side in the pedal. And then in the future, if necessary, new fulcrums can be developed in order to fit in the same chassis, in order to make drastic changes to the pedal position in a specific chassis that's required. The pedal options now I'll get into. So we designed, again, with this system that we designed as far as the adjustability built into the pedal itself, we've also made this super simple to remove the pedal and to change the pedal or change the pedal position. So each, right now there's 3 options for pedals. We have what's called the basic option. This is the street pedal, and you can see this has been modeled after like a basic like Nissan style pedal, almost similar to like a 350Z pedal. This first generation pedal has the reach adjustment. It has the forward and backward and side-to-side adjustments, but this does not have any pitch adjustment built in. Future versions of this pedal will have the pitch adjustment. this is the pedal that we are calling the drift pedal. Now this pedal is very similar to the street version, however it has the heel toe protrusion down in the bottom left hand side to kind of give you that easier heel toe. And this pedal in particular does have the pedal pitch adjustment built in, as well as everything else. And finally, my personal favorite, this is the racing circuit racing option. And now this obviously is almost, double the size of the street and drift options. Has a lot more relief, has a nice weight to it, and also has a very aggressive heel toe area in the bottom left hand corner. This particular pedal, as it sits, the first generation, does not have any reach adjustment in it because it sits quite far back, which brings the reach up naturally. In future models, we may consider adding a reach adjustment to this as well. And as we move down the line in the future, we'll be introducing a number of other pedals, pedal options, I should say, that will be geared towards OEM-centric options, as far as if you want the pedal to not stand out and to be more similar to what's in the car from the factory. We'll be doing that. And since we are billet and modular again, we can start looking into doing a lot of different customization options as well. So we're already thinking about colors and laser etching and engraving. I'm thinking towards the drift community. I mean, this might be a very popular option, especially with those cool camera angles that we have at the feet. So the sky is the limit as far as where we're going to go with this. And right now we're focusing on trying to develop as many possible chassis specific adapters as we can. We just finished the Mark IV Supra chassis adapter, so that will be available shortly once it's back from CNC. And we're in the process of developing chassis adapters for a number of other chassis right now, including Honda, some more Nissan, and obviously, if you're on the website and you see this, or you're watching this video and you're really interested in doing this, we would absolutely be willing to work with you to develop that chassis specific adapter in order to get this pedal into your car. So don't hesitate to reach out, send me a DM either on Facebook as Steve Glasson, or through Outsider Garage, the website, etc. So now a little bit into some of the other cool features of the pedal itself. So we have actually we've added some future functionality, some future thinking into this pedal as well. We've added some provisions on the side here to potentially do like a protective cover over the pedal, or to have any other additional attachments over here in the future. We've added a to the bottom of our fulcrum. This again was revised from the original design. We've added this pedal stop provision here, and there is 2 M5 threads tapped into the bottom of this that we're able to use to incorporate chassis specific pedal stops. And you'll see that there's a pedal stop attached to this particular pedal. This was something that I designed for myself, being in the R chassis without the OEM pedal stop on the floor. We can now attach this designed pedal stop to the pedal, and now we don't have to worry about the overstroking the pedal. Also, little bumpers, stops, whatever the design is, they can easily be attached to that to accommodate any chassis itself. The design of the pedal lends itself to stiffness. We've aimed to try to remove any sloppy feelings that people have had with OEM pedals. I mean, most OEM pedals are made out of stamped steel, and they've got a pivot, and they've got basically like a bent rod with a plastic end on it, to put your foot on. We developed a stainless steel pivot, and this is designed to work in conjunction with self-lubricating nylon bushings that go through the fulcrum and lock it into the chassis itself. So there is absolutely zero side-to-side play, and the self-lubricating bushings ensure that it will have a very long life and not require any maintenance. It was also important to us to have the pedal feel like OEM. We don't want this to go in the car and feel either really stiff or bulky or or feel fake, right? So we've actually redeveloped the OEM springs from the 350Z pedal itself, and have incorporated them into the design, so that when you put your foot on this and you start pressing down, you have a very predictable linear pedal feel, and it feels quite nice. It feels exactly what you would expect to feel from an OEM product. So the pedals will be launched on the website later today or tonight. The starting price on the base unit pedal is going to be $359. We've priced this trying to keep it in a reachable range for everybody without getting ridiculous. Again, from the research that we've done, there really isn't anything like this in the world. There is there's pedal boxes that have some adjustability in them, but they're not OEM centric in terms that they're going to fit in your chassis easily. Then there's also a handful of OEM replacement, billet versions, mostly for American muscle cars. But from what we've seen, nothing has been quite done like this to this extent that gives the end user so much adjustability. So a $359 will be the base price. This will be as a standalone with no chassis adapter involved. It will be a standalone bolt-in replacement for the Nissan 350Z left-hand drive chassis. We have available the R chassis for R32, 33. We were working on getting back in stock the R34 chassis adapters, and then obviously MK4 will be available shortly. Pedal options, again, for that $359 price tag, you're looking at the street option, and then it goes up marginally again for the drift option, and then a little bit more for the race spec pedals, as the cost of the pedals to manufacture certainly does increase as we add the complexity and size. So we're offering these pedals alongside of not only the chassis options to convert them to whatever chassis you have, but also different electrical options as far as wiring is concerned. So we offer plug and pin sets, and then we also offer our premium unterminated harnesses. This, again, is also the next generation of our harness. It has been slightly enhanced in order to provide the best possible outcome and feedback for your drive-by-wire installation. We're now including the signal wires in a completely shielded cable housing, so they'll be protected from any kind of interference. So yeah, just to recap, I'll show you some of these models one last time. Again, this is our circuit racing pedal option, the drift option, and the street option. So again, feel free to reach out any questions. Again, we're eager to get this in as many chassis as possible. So if you like what you see here and you want to have this in your car, let us know. Looking forward to hearing from you.